Welcome back, and as you remember from our last video, we were just getting the phone number, so I went ahead and pulled up the Google My Business profile for it. I always like to copy and paste, that way I don't fat finger something and accidentally plug the wrong information in. It happens, and it'll really screw you up. So then we just go ahead and link it to the phone number. I've already plugged it in there, that's where it's at. And you can also shift this button to the left or right or center. You can play with the style that you like. There's a couple different options there, and you can of course change the text if you want right there. One thing I did forget to mention on this sheet here is on the form options, you want to set where you want it to go to. So the email address associated with this client account is right here. So we're going to go ahead and drop that right here and hit save. So now anytime anyone fills out this form, it'll go directly to the client's email, and whenever they fill out, hit the click to call, they'll get a call. So phone and email are now set up, services are in place, headers there, and the last thing we want to do from the GMB is actually cancel that. I'm not going to play with it. Is grab a map to embed. That kind of links the Google My Business profile. So that works out great. So what I'm going to do here is share our map, grab the embed link button right here and copy the HTML code. Don't worry, I'm not going to get into some crazy coding here, but down here I am going to slip embed code. And then I'm going to edit custom HTML and just Control V that, enter. Ta-da! There's our map link. Let's go ahead and center that. Preview to refresh. That's what we got so far. Alright, now let's just get rid of that garbage and drop our social media links, and we're about done with our one-page build. From there we'll go on to our next video where we'll start doing some other things with it in order to help move things along. So let's junk that, and delete the spacer there. Junk that. There's a bunch of default stuff that came on the former template that we're not going to be using, so we don't need all this junk cluttering it up. What's otherwise a nice, clean, pretty site. Junk that, and junk that. Okay, we just have the one page. Now from here I can go ahead and put my social icons. Let's put them up at the top. Right there. Oh, I'm centered too. Okay, let's save that. Interesting. Okay, we can set up the social links. I have their information elsewhere. I'll do that later, but it's set up just the same way as everything else. Manage icon, Facebook, drop your link. Pretty straightforward. So I'll circle back and do that when I have time to do that without wasting your time. And it's a little cluttered right here, so I'm thinking I'm going to put a spacer. So here's spacer right here. I can just slip that in there. Yeah, that's a nice little gap there. That looks prettier. Alright, now that we got all of that in, let's take a look at some SEO aspects. So our page, our home page, SEO settings. Okay. From here, we're going to take some of the core information. We're going to take that. Page title. Cool Air. HVAC. Spacer. HVAC contractor, McAllen, Texas. Get rid of the in and the question mark. So it's not HVAC contractor, McAllen, Texas. Okay, and page description. This will be basically our meta tag that we were talking about before. So we're going to want to put top HVAC contractor in the entire Rio Grande Valley. Call today for a free quote. And let me grab that phone number again. Again, when it comes to name, address, phone number, Google is very picky, so copy and paste. You don't want to have the wrong information in there and have Google flipping out on you. Oh, there we go. All right, and for our meta keywords, we are going to go back to the list that we created, and we're going to drop all this in there. This is going to tell Google what we do and where we do it. The only thing is, all right, cool. Now keep an eye on this. We're going to eventually hook up Google Analytics and Google Search Console, and that's where we're going to be putting the code that they give us so that it can identify that this website is in fact linked up. So we'll do that in the next video. That covers our getting our meta keywords in place, our H1 tag, our H2 tags, our keyword-rich content is all in place, our click-to-call button is there, our form is there, our embedded Google map is there. So that being said, the last thing I want to do is mention all these towns on the footer as like a service area. We service the entire Rio Grande Valley, including and then a list of all the names of the cities. So let me grab that real quick and I'll be right back. All right, found a good source. So what I'm going to do is a little bit of a dirty trick here. Follow this. Serving, yes, spelling is not my strong suit. Serving the entire Rio Grande Valley, and maybe about there. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to hyperlink that to a website. Why would I do that? Because websites have authority, and for schema purposes, linking it to the Wikipedia page for the Rio Grande Valley is going to pull in a boatload of keywords. So that is a good association to have. Anything that's tricks local keyword relevance. So that's a little bit of a dirty hack there. There's your GMB embed that's going to point to your service area. You got your contact page sent to the email. You've got your click to call. You got all that set up. So last but not least is I think we're ready to pull the trigger on this. So our site is done for the most part. I'm going to go back and configure these, and then I'll make the following video where we will configure the host URL settings so that it will link to this website. That one will be tricky. Follow along. This is going to be a fun one. See you next time.